Hi my friends. Today we model this part named cross shaft. It's a bit complicated, but that's really the flavor of modeling, isn't it? There is a revolution core including this contour and some cuts. As you can see, this is a flat face, yes, not a revolution, which implies some difficulties. The drawing is here. You see the picture and the other views. As you can see, you can enlarge the screen in order to see better my drawing. I've talked to you in my previous tutorials about this before, but I'm taking the opportunity now to show you the practical working procedure. Be careful now. If you use your internet browser and you write the word snipe paste in Google, yes, snipe paste download, and you activate this link, you can find a very nice application for capturing the screen. The application is totally free, and you have to select your operating system and the characteristics of your computer. After installing the application, you will find it on the bottom right screen by using the up arrow. You have to activate a specific icon. As you can see, there are some hotkeys F1, F3, which are permanent allocated to snipe paste. If you right click on this icon, you'll see some options and you can quit snipe paste to work with F1, F3, which are also used in Inventor. Now let's consider this is here and we have it at our disposition. How it works? We go back to the Inventor, and having this profile of our part, we can start by using the key F1. You look here, and this collimator appears. Use it to identify as exact as you can the midpoint of the superior line. As you can see, I make here. Press the left button and keep it pressed, like me, yes? And now go down and right, so that to catch the horizontal black line. Now I release the left button. Yes. A menu appears here and I save somewhere on my disk, like this directory, the capture, save. Then I want to use that capture. To do this, I initiate a new model. I use the XY plane. I activate image. Yes, look at the capture. Double click on it and you have the capture here. Good. Now, having the height of 156 of the profile, we make this left side as vertical to be sure that you don't rotate the image, and then place the dimension of 156, because this is the real dimension from top to bottom of this profile. Coincident this point with this. Yes. And now I simply draw this all contour over the image. And I delete it. Yes, to have no problem here with it. I look to the drawing now. There is a radius here, yes, a radius, and I made a chamfer. This is not okay. A radius of 1.5. Let's create a fillet of 1.5 between this line and this line. Now I use dimensions, but first I place this small line and the bottom one coincident with the but why this must be white. This line must be white. I'll draw it again. Yes, no problem. We know where it starts and we know how is the height. 156. We make it center line, and now coincident this line, not point, with this point. The same in the bottom. You must be very careful with the profile to be not destroyed. Again, a line to be coincident with this end. Good. Now we can start with dimensions. Well, that's all. You see, fully constrained here. Yes? Finish sketch, revolve, and we have the first volume. F6, material, stainless steel austenitic, now I'm creating a sketch in the plane XY, which will have two close contour, one to be used now and one in the future. The first is a circle with a radius of 90, placed at a distance of 118.5 and at a distance from up of 29. This will be used later. Now I project geometry from here to be used for creating the second sketch. All of this must be construction lines, and now a line from here to this point, and then to this line, but I want it to be vertical. I continue with a line to the tangency point. X is for trim. Yes. Okay. Finish sketch. And now I extrude this contour, which is to be symmetrical on 25 cut. Okay. In the drawing, this is presented here. Yes, 90 is the radius of a tool, milling tool, placed, as you can see, at these dimensions, and this is 29 by using a formula. I forgot this. Let me apply the real, because we use dimensions in the drawing. We don't invent dimensions. The same value, of course. Now I create this cut, this, which has these dimensions. 11.5 must be subtracted from 72.5. Okay, let's create. We use this plane from the up. We project the external circle and we make them construction lines. Line from up, line from up, vertical, then a radius, line, another radius, horizontal, vertical, and out. Good. Trim. Tangent. These two entities equal the two radius of 6, an arc to the outside, and then dimensions. This is 61. This means 61 divided by 2 from the center point, and here is the same value, 6, and that subtraction. Let's apply the subtraction to be sure of it. This is 72.5 minus 11.5. 6 is this. and 61 divided by 2 is this, and this is the same. Okay, now let's take a look at this line. This is 124 diagonal, which means this is 45 degrees. Let's apply 45 degrees between these two, any one, 45, and the distance from the center of 124 divided by 2. Radius 6 is here, 6. And to be tangent, these two, they are. These two, okay. That's all. Extrude, cut all the way down. Okay, now I apply a circular pattern for these two cuts. Yes, about this axis, 4 instances. Okay, you see that face, but this is round, and you see here that the face is not round at all. But let's see the part. You see? What do we have to do? We have to create a contour, but this is already created, you remember, to be extruded between, be careful, the midpoint of this to midpoint of this. These are not symmetrical. Yes, look careful to them. This has a step here, and here it doesn't have one. So I must place a point in the middle of this line, another point here, and to extrude that profile between two planes which contain the 2 points respectively. Oh, what a work! This is not such a big deal. We create a sketch on this face, F7, we project that 2 lines, and we create 2 points in the midpoint of each one. Finish sketch. Now we create planes parallel with this through each point. This is number 1 and this is number 2. Good. Now I reuse this sketch, visibility, and extrude this area. The new style of work with the extrusion now is not between, which was before. Now we select another plane here in the from, like this one, and the next is to, which is this one. Not add, but subtract. Okay. All of this must be not visible. I select them, as you can see, and also the sketch. So, as you can see, I've created an asymmetric extrusion, and there are some obstacles here. Yes, but when I apply circular pattern to this last extrusion about this axis and 4 instances, everything disappear because they meet one to each other in middle and middle. You can imagine this. Good. Next are these cuts here, rectangular cuts, you see, which are better presented on the real part. You see, cut here, which have some chamfers. This is one, and on the width of the cut, and there is another one here on the thickness of the other cut. Yes, let's create a rectangle 18 on 22 placed at 21 from the top and centered on the center point. XY, F7, rectangle 18 tab 22 on the same vertical with the center point to the center point, and the distance of 21. Finish sketch, extrude, cut all the way through. Okay, now I work in this plane, F7, to apply here that chamfer. Only a line is necessary here with dimensions 5 on 45. So 5 is this, and 45 is the angle 45. Finish sketch. We take a look from here, somewhere here, to see that pseudo triangle. Extrude pseudo triangle from this face to this face, yes, with cut. Okay, now you see it here. Another one is on this edge with another thickness. We use the same plane to create a new sketch. F7. You see it's placed for having horizontal, vertical. I create a rectangle. This distance is 36. Let me see again. 36 from this side to the center point is 36. Yes. At the top, this is collinear with this. This is coincident with this. I don't want to place dimensions, yes? This is the only dimension. And this line is to be here, but I have to create a point. Point, not in the middle, yes? Here. And now coincident this point also with this end, this side. And now I can make coincident these two. No other dimension but this. And now I apply extrude of this area, cut from the plane this one to the plane this one. Now we obtain that chamfer, this. Yes. The next is to create holes. Here we place a point and we look to the dimension. These two dimensions, yes, 34, 72.5. And 72.5. Finish sketch. The diameter is 21. Hole. Oh, this is already placed. Okay. And now we apply circular pattern to make them around the part. What? The cut, chamfers, and hole. So, circular pattern, the last, hole, extrusion, extrusion, and cut. Around this axis, 4 instances. Okay. You see the part. The last thing to do are that 4 pockets for making it lighter, because this is a part of rotation inside something which we'll discuss in our next tutorial. Be careful, don't miss that new tutorial. It's important. Dimensions are here. Yes, there is a square 35 and a radius of 10 with distance of 15 between the two centers of radius 10. But where is placed? It is placed at 6 millimeters from this face. Important note is that there are also fillets on the bottom. Let's see the part. The part is here. You see? These are the pockets. And 6 millimeter is the distance between this face and this face. Okay, we create a plane from here down -6 and we enlarge this outer size, we turn it back and we draw the sketch. Here is the new sketch. F7. What we project? We project two lines. This line and this line. Then we draw a rectangle which is a square 35 tab 35 with fillets of 10 at each corner. Good. And now the distance is 10 and also 10. Finish sketch, extrude, cut all the way. Okay, the plane is no more necessary. And now the fillet of 4 all around. Yes, good. The last thing is circular pattern of these two both, fillet and extrusion around this axis, 4 instances. F6. That's the part, my friends. Yes, nothing else is necessary. Look careful. You have the right to ask me if I make wrong things. So let's see, what about the properties? Physical update, three 204 square millimeters. You see better. You can copy this in the clipboard and to see it okay. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.